Hello there everybody, my name is Michael and let's continue playing some Dark Souls 1 by going through the lower Undead Burg. Now, if you're going through this game normally without the Master Key, which I did in my first playthrough, you will have to continue this area by heading straight ahead across this bridge, which is now being guarded by a dangerous dragon that will burn you to shit if you try to go across it. I will aggro him in a second. Oh, no, there he is. I got him. See? And I got very lucky, because I was really just at the tail end of that attack. And he's pretty much permanently going to be over there in that little section there from now on. Until we can go over and kill him eventually, but it's not really worth it, because you get a paltry amount of souls, and you don't really get a reward for doing it. I don't even remember if you get a dragon scale for doing it, which, I mean, throw me a bone here. Give me something. And you would have to cross over there to get to the Undead Parish, and that is not easy, because you have to just barely make it to the middle of the bridge, break right, and then go down those stairs to where the ladder to the Undead Bridge we kicked down was. And then eventually slowly make your way over there, and it took me a long, long time to do that, to get the, is it called the basement key? Yes, the basement key, that's what this is. And, well, we don't have to do that, thankfully, but it takes an agonizingly long time. And remember, because you don't have any blacksmith to get you there, you have to go through that entire way with an unupgraded starting weapon, pretty much. And that's not so fun. I think that might have actually been done better in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 2, where you have a blacksmith available right away, where here it takes so damn long to do it. Although in Demon Souls you do have to go through pretty much the entire first area without, I think, getting any upgrade materials at all, so maybe it's pretty much the same. And only Dark Souls 2 got it a little better. Anyway, let's head down here. Because you need to get that basement key, by the way, outside of the door with the pig in front of it. That's where you go to pick it up. Let's just head down this gigantic ladder. So you'd have to remember to come back to this area after going through that other section. And that other section took a long time, and I managed to defeat the Belfry Gargoyles, the Bell of Awakening boss in the meantime. So it took a long damn time. This is a nice little shortcut you can get, so you can just run across from that bonfire to over here if you die. Now, the enemies we're going to be fighting in this area are hollows, dogs, which are really obnoxious, and hollow thieves. I've switched over to the tuck because I can thrust out from behind a shield. And for the dogs, that is going to be necessary. Let's take a look here. I hate dog enemies in all video games. They are fast, they're obnoxious, they're really, really annoying, and they cause bleed damage, so just beware of that. It took 2 hits from behind the shield to do it. The attacks from behind a shield are weaker than the regular attacks that you would do with that R1. So if you attack from behind a shield, it's not like you're perfect or anything. I just realized I really ought to equip this bow. I hope the dog doesn't come over here. No, he didn't. Good. There we go. Come on. Now let's head down to the right.
Somebody! Please let me out of here. Somebody! Anybody! Help me! Unlock the door! Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen? Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels. Oh, hello. I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery, and I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
Sorcerer, and your first sorcery trainer for the game, so you'll be able to buy spells from this guy once you get him back to Firelink Shrine. And as soon as you rest at the next bonfire, he will return to Firelink Shrine and you can unlock his inventory. He is very, very meek and polite. And that is in stark contrast to the one you meet in Demon Souls. The first sorcery trainer you meet, the apprentice rather than the master, is a dick, and he is obnoxious to you. But this guy is very calm and polite. I kind of like that. Although he may be hiding something, we learn later on. Just roll through this barrel here and open this up. And you can get this corpse here and get the sorcerer set. This is the starting set for the sorcerer class. I think you can pick up you can pick up these starting equipment for every class at some point in the game. And you also got a sorcerer's catalyst, so if you wanted to do some sorceries, you can get it right there. Now let's head down here. You don't have to go down to this section, because there's an ambush of hollows with torches. But I'm going to come down here. This is a rather tricky area, because these torch-bearing hollows, they're actually some of the most difficult enemies in the entire game. I'm not even joking about that. Just this basic zombie with a torch is one of the toughest enemies in the whole flipping game. But, there you go. That's Dark Souls for you. The most obvious thing isn't necessarily the toughest. Especially if you can't attack from behind a shield. I guess Twin Humanities is pretty useful, but there's nothing really else back here. And you have a door that is blocked off. The undead burg was presumably some kind of residence. I mean, I guess it wasn't a burg for undead people. It was originally just a city, and they, turned it to the undead. This looks great here, this little well, but it's filled in with dirt for some reason. Over here, I was dead sure that this was going to be I mean, look at it. It has to be a shortcut, right? Or some kind of secret. But no, there's no way in here. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why, but that's really bizarre. Now, the other enemy in this area are the Hollow Thieves. And the Hollow Thieves are the rogue counterpart to the Hollow Soldiers. They're fairly weak. However, these guys are much more dangerous than those Hollow Soldiers, even though their HP is pretty low. These guys are carrying the Bandit's Knife, the weapon that we started out with, and they have a high critical rate. They can parry, they can backstab, they use throwing knives, and they're all around very dangerous. And there are 3 of them, I think, 3? No, two of them, I think, that are waiting to jump us by leaping as fast as they can out of the doors. One is right over there, and the other one's over there. However, we can actually fight back against that by attacking them before they can get out, if we're lucky enough to be able to hit them, which I hope I am. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't kill him. Usually, the trick is to try to kill him in one hit, and I was not able to do that. The actual spawn point for them to leap out, they'll burst open the doors in just a second, is right over here. There they are. Come on, you little jerk. Remember, these guys can parry, and you have to look for the parry... Oh my god. Backstab. They have a unique backstab animation. There was 3 of them. Of course there was, right? The throwing knives don't do very much damage, but they make it easy. That's the parry animation there. There we go. That was a little dangerous there. The throwing knives don't do a lot of damage, but they make it hard to find a place to flask, and get ready to fight them again. This is a weapon called the Mail Breaker. It is one of the most useless weapons in the game, probably the most. It's sort of a long dagger, but it just looks... I'll show it to you. Where are you, my useless little weapon? It's got a strange little look to it. It almost looks like a sai in a way, like that one of the Ninja Turtles that Raphael would use. And it's a little too long to look like a dagger. Eh, it's pretty darn useless, to be honest. I don't know what it's supposed to be for. I mean, the Mailbreaker in theory is supposed to be, as it says, shaft can pierce tough armor, but it doesn't. It's just like any other weapon, except it's crap. So, don't bother using that. Let's take a look over here. There's nobody in there. That was supposed to be the third guy. Now, there are 2 dogs in this area that you want to spawn first. So you don't have to fight the guys and the dogs. There's one of the dogs. Come on. They're also going to burst out of the doors around here and jump you in a group. Because, well, I mean, they are criminals, so, you know, it's like a gang doing it. Now, let's see here. We're going to run back here and hopefully split them up and fight them one-on-one. Huh. Seem to kind of be confused about where I am. Did I hit them through the door? Doesn't seem to, but they're interested. They're kind of moving a little. I can hit his little foot sticking out there. Ha! Look at their throwing knives. These guys have an armor set that can drop. That actually looks pretty cool. Oh, fuck. You see, that guy was in his parry stance. I don't know why he didn't parry me. That's why you gotta have that jumping attack. You notice they are able to roll in a very unique way. It's almost like they're doing a cartwheel or a backflip or something. Well, that is a way, a secret way, that the player can actually roll later on when they get a magic ring. But we have not gone through that area just yet. The trick is just to split those guys apart, and of course be careful and watch out to make sure you're not attacking them during your parry window. So one more area is, hello! Okay, I think this is a soul item, maybe? Yes, it is. And we can get now our set. The black leather armor sets. Thief mask, black leather boots, target shield. Although you can't get the dagger. I think you have to get the dagger as a drop from these guys, which can be a little annoying. If I remember trying to do it on another character, it took quite a while. And here we go. This is one of the most notoriously difficult bosses in the entire history of Dark Souls, and the entire Souls series, the Capra demon boss fight. However, I'm going to talk about this when we come back, because we can actually now unlock that door that was at the beginning of the aqueduct from Firelink Shrine, so we can just run from Firelink straight to here and not fight as many enemies. So I'm going to do that. There are 2 more of those hollow thieves that we need to take care of. Uh-oh. I was trying to hit that one over there around the corner, but that targeting screwed me up. Damn it. He's building up that bleed damage, too. Come on. Come on, honey. There we go. Disappointed I didn't get 1 drop from these guys. I kind of wanted to wear the armor for a while. I got 7 humanity and everything. This door on our right here, that will be unlocked after we defeat that Capra demon. That was the goat demon that the undead merchant in the previous area was discussing. And let us head up here. And there's an archer here to the right. I guess just to add a little spice to this area, to keep you on your toes, but don't worry about it, it's not important. Now immediately to our right, we have the female undead merchant.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my nuts? I need your souls. Really? Stand at a bad time. There are nothing but hollows in these parts. Save for me, of course. You're undead too, aren't you? You be careful then. Go down along the side to reach the depths of the undead bird. Only unkempt crooks and liars to be found there. Hardly a place for a lady like myself. But who knows? Maybe you'd fit right in. You've come to the throwing up your run.
Far more useful than the male undead merchant, because her stuff remains useful throughout the entire game. She sells humanity, she sells some homeward bones, which are, this is one of the primary places I go to them for most of the game until towards the very end of the game. She sells a purging stone, which I am going to purchase, and she sells rotten pine resin that adds poison damage to your weapon. Transient curses are very useful, but that's later on in the game. Charcoal pine resin does the fire damage, lone skulls, dung pies, all of the moss clumps. Very useful stuff. And she is the only place to get poison arrows and fire arrows. But this isn't like Dark Souls 2 where you can just grab them whenever you want. These things are bloody expensive, and you need to be aware of that. Now I'm going to show you the door unlocking here, which is right at the end of this. Lord, I hope that water isn't stagnant or fetid in some way. I just hope it's clean as an unmuddied lake. And here we go. That is now permanently unlocked, and we can go straight from Firelink Shrine to that boss. Now, I am going to cut back to the door of the boss room after I head out here to Firelink Shrine. So I'm just going to cut back to there, okay? Okay, I'm back, and let's talk about this boss. It is one of the most unfair, disliked, and obnoxious bosses in the Souls series. Now, admittedly, all of the bosses in Dark Souls 2, almost without variation, are difficult, as is most of the game. However, this is one of the only places where people kind of agree that it is too hard and too obnoxious. And I'll explain why. The Capra demon is a large demon, not as big as the Taurus demon, but fairly big, and he has two huge weapons in his hands that can do an enormous amount of damage very, very quickly, and sometimes they're so heavy that they can just flatten you, whether you have a shield or not. So that makes them very, very tricky and very, very disliked. And to make matters worse, he is in a very tiny room, a narrow little rectangle of a room, that makes it almost impossible to dodge completely right away. And to make matters worse, there are actually two dogs in the room that are attacking you as well. If it wasn't for those dogs, this might be fairly easy, but they make the fight infinitely harder. I mean, it becomes agony. I had to do this over and over and over and over again the first time I came in here. But not this... excuse me. But there is a little bit of a way around it, because in this tiny little rectangle of a room, there is a staircase to the left. It doesn't lead anywhere, it just goes up to the wall. But if you can get up there, you can get to a position where the Capra demon is still futzing about by the door, while you can kill the dogs, preferably in one hit each, and then fight the Capra demon. But things can go pear-shaped very quickly if the Capra demon doesn't move in exactly the right way and you can't fake him out. Or if the dogs somehow get to you both at the same time, or you can't kill them in one hit, or any other number of frickin' ways that go. You also have to kill the dogs at the top of the stairs very close to the wall, and it's very easy to hit against the wall like this instead of striking exactly. This is one of the places where the thrusting weapons are amazing, like spears and rapiers and the S-Talk, because we can get direct our fire to one exact point without worrying about it bouncing off a wall. I'm also going to be using some gold pine resin to try to even the odds a bit. I can also quick roll, which is very useful. This shield will be very useful, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, because this is very tricky, and I may need to cut back here again and do it a couple more times. I don't know. Let's see what goes on. What we're going to try to do is go in here, move a little bit to the right as far as we can go in the tiny defile, hopefully fake out the Capra demon and get him to attack to the right, and then move to the left, hopefully getting past the dogs. I don't know what's going to happen. We could die instantly. Fucked it up. See, immediately I screwed it up. I gave myself 2 extra points of... Oh, fuck me. That fucking dog! I thought I fucking killed him. I almost had it. Shit. I'm gonna cut back here. Sorry about the lack of commentary during that, but I needed absolute focus. Sorry. Now, a bit embarrassed about dying to that guy, but he's one of the harder bosses in the game, and kind of fucked me up there. Ooh, we got a drop. And it's the bandit's knife. Wow. Don't need it, but that's nice. Now with this key, the point to coming down here and fighting the Capra demon, especially before fighting the Belfry gargoyles, because you could fight those guys and ring one of 2 bells of awakening right away as soon as you get to the parish, is that we have now unlocked the secret to ascending our weapons beyond +5. We are now able to use not just regular Titanite, but the large Titanite shards to get our weapons from +5 to +6, and then all the way up to +10. And that's really the reason why we went down there to do that. And I usually like to do this before fighting the gargoyles, but honestly, the gargoyles, especially if you summon in the NPC help, are very easy. You don't need to really worry about that too much. Let's see here. I believe there's a soul item down here. It's also very useful to come down to this section, because you will also be able to unlock pyromancy for the first time. Now, if you chose to be a pyromancer, you get it right away, but all the other classes have to get it by coming down here. I will show you the main enemy in this section that we're going to be fighting in a second. Damn that lock-on. Oh my god, fucking hell. Really? Really? Seriously? I needed 2 thrusts with this thing? That's shit. Right, you have a lot of torch-bearing hollows in here. The depths are sort of a disgusting, decrepit sewer, and they're sort of dark and unpleasant and clammy, and they really just seem like a nasty place. Whoa! Fucking hell. Alright. There we go. Remember what I said about those being some of the most dangerous enemies of the game. That leap. I mean, that leap was crazy. That was huge. And just the fact that they can attack you essentially just by touching you is really annoying. Now, the main enemy in this section that we're going to be fighting, in this top section here, is... Where are you? Ah. Where did you go? Well, I don't know where she is. There's a dog down there we have to kill, but... Oh, maybe I can use that one. You can see that one from here, right? Is that person. You can just barely make out. I will show you closer here. These guys are pretty big, pretty tough. They wield gigantic weapons called butcher's knives. Just clearing the fight area up here, because I'm probably going to have to have to fight that gorgeous young lady up here. Alright. There she is. And yes, before anyone asks, it is a woman. That is a female over there. Let's take a look here. There she is. There's my lady. Yeah, that's actually a woman, according to the developers. Oh my fucking god. My memory is just shit. I forgot. I knew that there was another dog down there. I just kind of forgot. Alright, there you go. Come on. This gorgeous young honey. According to the developers, they are women. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. They're gorgeous young women, and they are cannibals. I'm not exactly sure now that I think about it what these creatures are. Were they people at some point? Are they demons? Where exactly do they fit into the lore? But anyway, look at this disgusting table with giant slabs of meat on it and this bowl of blood. Now that's cool stuff right there. This is something I expect to see in Demon Souls. That was more of a horror-themed game. But let's take a look down here, and we have the large ember. This is the thing we need to give to Andre of Astora, who will then allow us to upgrade our weapons. Now, in order to get the pyromancy, we have to come over here and talk to this charming young lady, and it's pretty much the same fight as we just fought. But I thought I might start it out with a good old-fashioned arrow to the face. You'd expect to, like, the stereotype of a cannibal monster to be like a hugely fat character, but they went for hyper-muscular, apparently. There we go. And we also get the sack, which is the thing that they were wearing on their head, which is kind of silly. So let's head in here and talk to this dude.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me. Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive, I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, of the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you. Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
And this guy is going to head back to Firelink Shrine, just like the sorcerer guy. He has kind of a cool-looking shield that's sort of like a broken version of the wooden shield, or the warrior shield, or something. That's kind of neat. He is a pyromancer, and he will give you a free pyromancy glove when you get back to Firelink Shrine. Make sure, by the way, that when you go to unlock him, you roll through these barrels. Do not attack the barrels, because you can accidentally hit him and cause him to aggro. You can see he actually got a pyromancy glove in his right hand there. And apparently he, like the other guy we just rescued in the Undead Burg, is a total loser because he was about to be killed by... I mean, he was being contained by a barrel. Like, how do you do that? Like, how is he stuck in that barrel? Was there like some kind of sticky resin inside of it keeping it in there? Or I don't know. I don't know how that did. But I'm going to be ending the episode in just a little bit. I want to just show you where to go to get out of here. We are... Well, let's see. What should I do? Should I continue on with the day? I think in the next episode, I'm going to be wrapping up the depths. And I want to make it clear that if this area is troubling you, if it is too difficult, if you're having a lot of a hard time here, don't worry about it. The depths is an entirely optional area. And even beyond this one little point, you do not need to go any deeper into the depths. I assumed we had to beat this when I first played the game, but you do not. So if you're worried about it, don't bother. Don't bother going in if you're having trouble. But for now, I'm probably going to go upgrade my weapon a little bit because I farmed some large Titanite shards earlier. And probably continue on to the next episode with the depths. I will see you then.